Professional sports are rigged, and I can have you prove it to yourself. I've been caught down the rabbit hole of conspiracies for over 10 years now, and the matrix I've seen is nothing short of entertaining. I found a lot of conspiracies to be fear-mongering, made for clicks and views, that add zero value to your life and education. And then 6 years ago, I found this Gematria conspiracy. It's the theory of the entire world as stage, scripted by numbers for all eternity. And people pushing this conspiracy were claiming big wins from sports gambling and stock trading because of this. I was curious. I love conspiracies and making money. Who wouldn't be? I gave it about a year's worth of following, and it was clear nobody was predicting sports outcomes consistently, or stock predictions for that matter. I'd see random people post wins here and there, but that's something that you can see at any sports betting blog. So why add the conspiracy to it? Even worse, there was no provable public record or archive of anyone's predictions. So who's to say any of them were really even true? And it was at this point I decided to try sports gematria myself 5 years ago. Because from what I had seen, nobody else really had a handle on it. And I just wanted to prove to myself, once and for all, that this stuff was hokey pokey. Using the scientific method, I proposed the question to myself, can I successfully end with a winning ratio percentage over a 1 year period and or out of a minimum of 1,000 games, with the idea that sports can be predictable through numbers, gematria, numerology, and basic mathematics? I posted my first YouTube video on this very thing November 20th, 2019, but we'll get back to that. For now, let's start my journey. In that first year, for these sports seasons, I ended up picking 1,501 sports games. NBA, MLB, NFL, and college basketball. I produced 870 wins, 631 losses, for a winning ratio of 57%. I had answered my scientific method question, and the answer was yes. I was excited, I was shocked. It actually worked. I was still skeptical though. 57% win ratio out of 1,500 picks across 4 different sports leagues is cool. But was it just luck? I mean, 57% is 7 away from 50-50, and 50-50 is only 1% away from having a losing percentage overall. 2.5 years into my scientific experiment, I started to realize something that ended up catapulting my overall winning ratio from a 57% to a 61%. This conspiracy is originally based on the idea that Jewish mystics run the world and control the world, and they do it through the use of this ancient Hebrew practice called gematria. But for some reason, I just never saw anyone really talk about the Hebrew calendar when it came to date numerology. The Hebrew calendar is still being used actively to this day, and it fits the conspiracy narrative, I would think. So I started using it, and the alignments I started to see helped me break a glass ceiling for myself. 5 years deep into picking sports games using gematria, and I've made 4,113 sports picks, 2,517 wins, and 1,596 losses for a 61% winning ratio overall. This was the day, November 20th, that I posted that YouTube video I mentioned earlier. I made a YouTube channel 2 months prior, and I was just about to start my first and only Patreon page to publicly prove my experiment that I had been doing practically every day for the last 5 years of my life. And then from November 26, 2019 to now, November 26, 2020, happy Thanksgiving, which is the day I am recording this video, I've made an additional 1,576 sports picks across 8 different sports leagues and college level sports leagues with a 61% win ratio overall and broken down individually by sports league. That's an average of about 5 sports picks a day. I've scientifically proven my work privately to myself and publicly to anyone who had interest. And now I am here to have you prove this work to yourself in the easiest way possible I can show you. My new program called Foundations is the complete how-to system to making the sports picks you want. For those of you who are still watching this video and are interested in Gematria, Sports Gematria, this intro course explains the fundamental building blocks of how to create sports decodes and lays the groundwork for lessons to come. Never has there ever been anything like this available to you in the history of the internet. Are you ready to learn the skill set that will allow you to piss off your neighbor who is a Buffalo Bills fan? If so, I need you to get inspired.